If you can only learn building a vision for yourself, knowing that that vision will bring onto you an attitude. And it is such that when your attitude and actions are changed, your surrounding will as well inevitably change. We are on the level that we are today because of visions or no visions that were allowed yesterday or yesteryears. If you can only begin to understand and build a vision for yourself today, that's meaning operating, for example, your spring ups. You see, springs in life comes about like the springs of a frog. When the frog springs, the springs of a frog lands it only where it beheld in its mind. My beloved, get off any delusionment. Being parochial and visionless bring about serious devastating effect. That is why, for example, in my presentation on the topic of who is to be blamed, black or white, at the last Angel Conference, I was trying as much as possible to disabuse the prevailing myth and stupidity. I wish I can apologize for such an unwarranted adjective, but you will have to let me, since I find it hard to disavow such moronic stand of people thinking or trying to give a picture that you have to be part of a particular color or race or among some breed of people before you can be part of the goodies of life. I need you to have this buried within your lifeblood, that a person's way to the top becomes a reality by his first step of having a vision for that. There is no such thing as a person born great. Greatness is earned by visionaries. Any people or person that ever brought about any tremendous development, be they black or white, had to first of all have a vision built for that. In Ecclesiastes 9, it is vividly spelled out on how it should, and that is that indeed time and chance happen it, or in other words, it's available to all. What successes do we have today that was not by a right vision? People before us that became successful was by their visions for such, and those of us now can bring about an enhancement of what is thereof, or as well subdue, submerge, and subvert ourselves by not setting in a vision for the required good cause that we need to ascend onto. If those after us would also not have some vision built up, they would be prone to finding themselves in none other than serious servitude. All success and developments are by visions that will be allowed to prevail. Isn't it ridiculously hilarious that today somebody in a remote African village could think that the using of fork and knife is for an environment considered rich and luxurious? Well, it is of no scenery that has not been before, in that until the end of the 16th century, Europeans that may seem to have fork and spoon as their tradition never had that. That was also a considered luxury they could not afford at a given time. Whereas it could surprise someone to know that as early as 1,000 years before the appearance of suches, ancient Africans had used spoons and forks on their tables. Just run about this near-gone century, Europeans were still using fingers to eat and were also at that time seeing the then supposed opulence of the then Africans as a luxury that they were not up to the development and sophistication of affording. The world is made to be with the phenomenon that a person's first tremendous development on any level will have to come first by a vision built for that. There is no such thing as racial superiority or inferiority. If any group of people, for that matter, seem to be excelling exceedingly in certain areas, then they chose to have a vision of excelling in those areas. I am yet, and listen here, I am yet to see the first American to tell me of not being proud of being an American. Why? Because you'll need to understand this, that there is a common trend that moves like a vision-creating cliche in America. that could make any juvenile, adolescents, and youths in America to say, I want to one day be of the American dream. Oh my goodness, what it is that is happening in some other places to get the young ones getting the sense of becoming visionaries. America, as we are all aware of here today, have a way of giving out whatever fixation for the want of a better article, let's say brainwashing, that would make seem that a particular predicament that forfeited them and disposed them never happened. That's America for you. Call it whatever you may. But if truth be told, I admire that and term that as a spirit of resiliency. Resiliency. That is, however something goes down, it forces its way back to the top. You and myself know that America was fully and totally defeated in a war in Vietnam. But did they sit to perpetually cry about their past? You know what? They went about the production of films that one American could be seen killing 1,000 Vietnamese at a stretch. You need to watch some of those Chuck Norris and movies of such similarity to understand what I'm trying to shoot across. But you only have to get to some parts of the world I would rather not want mentioning to see how people are still lamenting on events of their past, which is to take them to no place. But beloved, the point is this, that there is such a power in allowing good information to be built in your mind. In life, we are with the mandatory origin of living and reaping the rewards of our thoughts. That's why I'm here to beseech you unto you building for yourself a positive vision today. Your life ultimately takes on the direction of your thinking and visions. You should understand that many weaknesses such as much non-delivery and non-performances, laziness, or whatsoever a given lethargy and passivities are just shades or negative inbuilt that covers the real thing that is really happening, which is the lack of motivation being the root cause. Oh, come on. You should be knowing that none of us ever get to be motivated without powerful motives. Oh, come on. A vision is indeed needed in there. Every group of people or generation that learn to raise visionaries are those that excel. You need to understand this, that misinformation has over time now passed try diverse allusions to the effect that it's only certain group or bluntly some other race that is endeavoring. Such has done no much good than create an unnecessary atmosphere of inferiority to people in various places. Listen to me, my beloved. Electricity and batteries existed in Africa and other parts of the world far before Volta. Voyage to the moon was indeed far before the Apollo probes. There were computers before Weiner. It's helpful we take some critical outlook on these things, for us to know that if our generation is seeing posters of present times giving out a picture which vibrates insecurities and frustration, then let it be said in this simple form that mentalities of the past which brought us to such a stage ought to be alleviated, eradicated, and extinguished in every sense of what these facts means. People start wonderful undertakings only to have them end up going down the drain. I would just want to have this simply said in this manner, that if you are a person in life who has no vision for your marriage, you lose your marriage. If you lose a vision for your job, you lose your job. When you lose a vision for your life, you die. It's not by your crying and worrying that will bring about a change. For your problems won't go away automatically, but by you becoming pragmatic and practically doing something about it. A vision built for yourself can raise you from a zero to a hero. Bring about that nothing to everything. Learn to let those failures of the past be things of the past. For I would want you knowing that If you haven't failed before, then no, you haven't tried hard enough yet, or you haven't yet become daring. Failures and difficulties are there to prove it's only real gold that is meant for fire, so as to show forth a better than its former. Instead of complaining about the world and how people are being unfair to you, let a positive vision build for yourself today reveal to you, as is commonly said, that tough times never last, but have it now that visionaries last forever. Instead of focusing on whatever problem, I am saying a vision should bring about some focus on the solution. Let things of the past be things of the past. Refuse tying yourself to your failures of yesterday and tie yourself to your potential of today. For a vision within a man's mind, or what a man thinketh, is what he is. You could be of something tomorrow by your vision of today. I am out. I love you. I'll see you when I see you. When we will be getting to treat how to nurture our vision, or to develop vision in making it to bring about performances. That is where I'm going to let you to know how your willingness can bring you greater successes than even your smartness. I love you.